A quiet city moves through its ordinary routines, filled with busy streets, schools, homes, and people living their daily lives without realizing that some experiences exist beyond normal understanding. Among the people living in this world is a respected child psychologist named Malcolm Crowe, portrayed by Bruce Willis. Malcolm is known for his dedication to helping troubled children overcome their fears and emotional struggles. His career has been built on patience, empathy, and a genuine desire to understand the minds of young people who feel lost or misunderstood. Despite his professional success, his personal life has begun showing signs of distance and tension, particularly in his relationship with his wife, who seems increasingly withdrawn. One night, Malcolm receives recognition for his work helping children overcome serious psychological challenges. The achievement represents years of dedication and sacrifice. However, the celebration of his accomplishments soon turns into a terrifying and life-altering moment. A former patient, now deeply disturbed and emotionally unstable, confronts Malcolm in his home. The young man accuses Malcolm of failing to truly understand him when he needed help the most. Overwhelmed by pain and anger, the confrontation ends violently, leaving Malcolm shaken and forever changed by the experience. Months later, Malcolm continues working, determined to prove to himself that he can still help children facing serious emotional difficulties. During this time, he encounters a quiet and troubled young boy named Sear, portrayed by Haley Joel Osment. Cole is intelligent and sensitive, but carries a heavy burden that isolates him from other children. Teachers describe him as distracted, while classmates view him as strange and distant. His mother, Sear, played by Toni Collette, struggles to understand the sudden changes in her son's behavior. She loves him deeply, but cannot figure out why he often seems frightened and withdrawn. Malcolm believes that helping Cole might be an opportunity to correct the mistakes he feels he made in the past. He begins meeting with the boy regularly, hoping to uncover the source of the fear that seems to dominate his life. At first, Cole remains guarded and reluctant to speak openly. His quiet demeanor and anxious expressions suggest that something deeply unsettling troubles him, but he struggles to explain it. As Malcolm slowly earns the boy's trust, he begins noticing strange patterns in Cole's experiences. The child appears terrified in situations that seem harmless to everyone else. Loud noises, empty spaces, and even quiet rooms sometimes trigger intense fear. Malcolm initially suspects that Cole may be suffering from severe anxiety or hallucinations brought on by stress. But the truth is far more disturbing than anything Malcolm expects. One day, Cole finally reveals the secret that has been haunting him. With fear in his voice and tears in his eyes, he explains that he sees people who should not be there. These figures appear suddenly, moving through rooms and hallways as if they still belong to the world around them. According to Cole, these are not ordinary people. They are the spirits of those who have died but have not yet found peace. Cole explains that these spirits often appear confused or frightened, unaware that they are no longer alive. Some try to speak with him, while others simply wander silently. The boy has been living with these terrifying encounters for a long time, believing he is cursed or losing his mind. Malcolm initially struggles to accept what Cole is telling him. As a psychologist trained to rely on logic and science, the idea of supernatural visions challenges everything he believes about the human mind. Yet the sincerity in Cole's voice and the depth of his fear make it impossible to dismiss his experiences as simple imagination. Determined to help the boy, Malcolm begins examining Cole's situation from a different perspective. Instead of denying the possibility of what the child claims to see, he begins exploring the idea that the visions may have meaning. Malcolm suggests that perhaps the spirits appearing to Cole are not there simply to frighten him, but may be seeking something. The idea opens a new path for both of them. Cole slowly learns that the spirits he sees often carry unresolved emotions or unfinished business. They appear because they need help communicating something that was left unsaid during their lives. This realization transforms Cole's fear into a complicated sense of responsibility. With Malcolm's guidance, the boy begins finding ways to listen to the spirits rather than hide from them. One encounter involves a frightened young girl whose presence leads Cole to uncover a hidden truth that had remained secret for years. By helping reveal what happened to her, Cole allows the spirit to finally find peace. These moments slowly change the way Cole views his ability. What once seemed like a curse begins to resemble a strange gift that allows him to help those trapped between worlds. Malcolm witnesses these transformations with growing fascination and emotional connection. Helping Cole also begins healing the guilt Malcolm has carried since his earlier failure. However, Malcolm's own life continues to feel strangely distant. His relationship with his wife remains quiet and unresolved, as if an invisible barrier prevents them from reconnecting. He spends most of his time focusing on Cole, believing that helping the boy will eventually bring balance back into his own life as well. As Cole becomes braver and more confident, the fear that once dominated his world slowly fades. He begins learning how to manage his encounters with the spirits and understand what they need from him. For the first time, he starts feeling less alone. Yet beneath this progress lies a truth waiting to be discovered, one that will completely transform Malcolm's understanding of everything that has happened since the night his life changed. The pieces of the mystery slowly come together through small clues and quiet moments of realization. Malcolm begins noticing subtle details about his surroundings, details that suggest the world may not be exactly as he believed it to be. The final revelation arrives with shocking clarity. The truth explains why certain events unfolded the way they did, why certain conversations felt incomplete, and why Malcolm's life has seemed strangely disconnected from everyone around him. The discovery reveals that the boundary between life and death is not always as clear as people imagine. Sometimes the mind protects itself from painful truths until the moment when understanding finally becomes unavoidable. In that moment, Malcolm realizes the deeper meaning of his journey with Cole. Helping the boy was never simply about therapy or healing a frightened child. It was about guiding both of them toward acceptance and closure. Cole's courage in facing the spirits allows Malcolm to confront the truth about his own existence and the unfinished chapter of his life. The emotional realization brings a quiet sense of peace, transforming confusion and fear into understanding. The story ultimately becomes more than a supernatural mystery. It becomes a deeply human exploration of grief, forgiveness, and the connections that continue even after life changes in ways we cannot control. Within the quiet streets and ordinary homes of the city, the unseen world continues existing beside the living. Most people never realize how close it truly is. But for one young boy who learned to listen instead of fear, the ability to see beyond the surface of reality becomes the key to helping both the living and the lost find peace. And in the end, the truth that once seemed terrifying becomes something unexpectedly beautiful, the realization that understanding and compassion can bridge even the deepest divide between worlds.